he's saying to his supporters, which the polls suggest are plentiful, that this will be the last chance you have to get me in the White House to make the changes that I've promised and to instill this America First agenda over the next 4 years and then beyond. This is your last opportunity to do that. He's saying, I mean, we should always take, I think, not only with what Donald Trump says, but politicians more generally, a little bit of a pinch of salt. Were Donald Trump not to win come November, I'm sure that should his health allow him to, the temptation in 4 years' time will be strong for him to run again. Certainly, he'll still have supporters out there in the country.
But first, Alistair Dawber is the Times' Washington correspondent, and we always talk to him this time of the week on this programme. Alistair, tell us a little bit more about what Donald Trump is promising.
Yeah, well, exactly that. He obviously this is the third time he stood for the White House, and he said at the weekend in what was a sort of rare admission, if you like, that he could lose in 6 weeks' time. That were he to not to win against Kamala Harris 4 years from now, when he'd be 82, which is older than Joe Biden is now, he wouldn't stand again for the Republican nomination and then subsequently the White House. So this is, he says at the moment at least, his last shot.
So was he trying to be a strong man and saying, you've got your last chance to elect me? I mean, it would be rare for him to want to appear to weaken his own position.
I think it's a sort of combination of those things. I think that the election is very, very tight. He's saying to his supporters, which the polls suggest are plentiful, that this will be the last chance you have to get me in the White House to make the changes that I've promised and to instill this America First agenda over the next 4 years and then beyond. This is your last opportunity to do that. He's saying, I mean, we should always take, I think, not only with what Donald Trump says, but politicians more generally, a little bit of a pinch of salt. Were Donald Trump not to win come November, I'm sure that should his health allow him to, the temptation in 4 years' time will be strong for him to run again. Certainly, he'll still have supporters out there in the country.
Yeah. He has been saying some quite strange things, Alistair, to the Christian summit. He was giving one of his rallying cries there. He told the crowd to get out and vote just this time. It'll be fixed. It'll be fine. You won't have to vote anymore, my beautiful Christians. Just when I read that, it just makes me feel a bit ick, actually. My beautiful Christians.
Well, again, this election is on a knife edge, and any advantage that either of the candidates can extract they'll take that opportunity. Now, one of the things that Donald Trump has struggled with in recent weeks is some of the evangelical voters, which have traditionally over the last few years been on his side. They think that he's getting soft a little bit on issues like abortion. He won't back the idea of a national ban on abortion, saying that it's up to the states to decide. And I think this is an attempt to say, look, you're better with me than you would be with Kamala Harris. I've given you the abortion changes that we wanted, and that I'll cement that in office. I think it's an attempt to get out the core vote because, as we know, 6 weeks to go, every single vote is going to count.
Yep. Let's talk about the Congress funding deal, Alistair. Congress has agreed a short-term deal to fund the government for 3 months. Just how close was it all getting to a shutdown?
Do you know what? This is a bit of a... I mean, we're a few months away from pantomime season in the UK, but this is a sort of regular pantomime we get in the US at this stage of the year when Congress comes back after its summer recess. Traditionally, the Republicans want to cut budgets and slash public spending. And one of those things is the huge amount that the federal government spends on things like salaries and all sorts of different things. And every year there needs to be a bill to sort of carry this on. And the Republicans say they're going to stop it. The Democrats say, we need a bill to get things moving to make sure the lights stay on. And we have this situation pretty much every year. I think the idea that we got close to federal funding being stopped, I don't think so. I think that we're now, as we said, 6 weeks from an election, and no one wants to be seen to be causing difficulties for for ordinary Americans, and that would include having public services cut. So I think what a lot of Republicans in the House have done is made a noise, agreed to this deal to, as I say, keep the lights on for the next 3 months and kick the can down the road.
How did Mike Johnson, who's the House Speaker, manage to tie all of that into some kind of a point about immigration?
Well, a lot of the money goes on border patrol and the amount that it would. I mean, Joe Biden has been saying for months that there's an immigration bill on the table that has got lots of support, but Trump supporters in Congress don't want to sign it or don't want to vote for it because they feel it would give Kamala Harris now an advantage in the election. Of course, it's very expensive as well. It will cost hundreds of millions of dollars to implement these plans to cut the numbers of illegal immigrants. And I think that Republicans will say, look, we had a policy under Donald Trump. We built a wall. We sent people back to Mexico. That's what we'll do again. And this is a bit of a waste of money because Donald Trump's going to be president in January, and this policy isn't going to be implemented.
Alistair, thank you very much indeed. Alistair Dawber is our correspondent in Washington. So